Greetings, everybody, and welcome to Thursday Night Fights here on G4G. I am your host, Napalm Dawn. The game is Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux. The version is closed beta test 5.9. 5.9 is closed. It is for the beta testers only. It is not available to the public. It will not be available to the public, and it will not be available on Android or other mobile devices unless they are Linux-based or Windows-based. Things like the Steam Deck, the ROG Ally, the Lenovo Legion Go, the MSI Claw, tablets running Windows, things like that. The most recent available version of the game that you can play is 5.2. It is linked down below. There is no ETA yet on Beta 6. So, for today's fights, we are going to go with a mostly energy/electricity based team. It's going to do a lot of static charge and energy. The Agent and Captain Marvel both are prepared to tank energy-related attacks, and Storm is here to also balance out the static charge that the Agent's going to be doing. I have the Cosmic Cardinal equipped, although this one's a little bit optional, but it does help with defense. I have the Sparkplugger from a PvP season reward. I have what looks like the Blade of the Guardian, but is actually the Conductor. And I have the Thunderstrike. All of this is electrical based or electricity based static charge. And Captain Marvel is there to power up through her hidden potential, and Storm is there for both damage and protection of the team. This notepad is pinned to the screen over here to hide the conditional of the last tournament that I participated in. So let's go ahead and get into the 5 fights for Thursday Night Fights. So it looks like we have a Protector Agent that is a Tactician. That is bad for Storm. We have a Bruiser Thor and a Bruiser Valkyrie. I'm going to go ahead and open up with a Sparkplugger on the Agent because we know the Agent is going to tank. So I now have a shield on my Agent that will cause static charge when I am hit. The Conductor tanks energy-based attacks, so both Captain Marvel and the Agent are actually prepared to tank anything that is some form of energy or elemental based over here. She heals when she gets hit, so that's good. And for me, of course, I get hit and have the shield over there. Thor, of course, may do some electrical based things. Actually, believe it or not, Valkyrie has some electrical things too. The Agent is not actually running the spark plug. There's a bug where sometimes the Agents steal each other's gear appearance, even though they don't actually steal gear. Aha, now I am hit with the static charge. There is a Tactician over there, but I want to go ahead and get the Elemental Mastery out. It means more than pissing off the Tactician, so let's open up with the Blizzard. Everybody's really going for my Agent. Okay, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and use the Conductor on the enemy Agent. That is another form of a shield. And also somewhat reasonable damage. Yikes. That was a big Roar of the North. However, hidden potential kicked in. He's probably going to tank this, but what the hell? Oh, actually, because he's low, Valkyrie took it, and Valkyrie got smashed for it. Time for the Protective Shroud, because we do have 2 people that are a little low. Yikes, that really apparently helped. Gets a retaliation from Storm. I'm going to go ahead and fry the Agent. This is the closest to... Ooh, oh, wow, that's a big Sparkplugger hit. And there you go. that is the end of that. Captain Marvel's damage was so good there towards the end because it was Blaster on Bruiser, and we are dealing with the hidden potential. Now, the Cosmic Cardinal, it's just a little bit of protection because it applies the, the Cosmic Cardinal buff on everybody when it fires off. It is elemental because it is energy. You could use a Blade of the Guardian there. You could use a Knight, actually, because the Knight has the retaliation where it applies the radioactive debuff. If I remember correctly. Yes, radiation exposure. This actually would be pretty good for the team because you're dealing with a lot of energy attacks, so radiation exposure is pretty handy. As a matter of fact, I think I may put that in over the conductor. Or could put it in over the Cosmic Cardinal. I think I will put it in over the conductor. I think that may assist a little bit more and might be more consistent in the tanking. Okay, so let's get into another practice fight and see how this works out. This is a good team for me to fight. Havoc does have the benefit against my Bruiser agent, but Captain Marvel really, really loves Havoc. And we have 2 flyers to avoid some of Captain Britain's stronger attacks. Let's set up the shield, and of course we're going to attack the Scrapper agent, which is good for me. So now I have a shield. And I will be tanking with the Knight, and may retaliate the radiation. There we go, there's a good shield. Static charge is out. There's the Knight. There's radiation exposure. Storm can, with impunity, open up with the Blizzard because we have a Bruiser over there and there are no Tacticians. Get a lucky recharge off of Havoc. Oh, God almighty. That was a woof. That was a bullshit plasma wave. There was no setup on that whatsoever. That was really, really high damage for not being debuffed over there. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of the enemy agent because he's near death. Gonna be a big whiff there on the smashing. Storm retaliates. Let's do a Protective Shroud. And then we'll do a Tornado on the next round. Let's do Hidden Potential again, which should help against Havoc. And Protective Shroud. Oh, yeah. That's good stuff right there. It's always nice to see when you take a defensive action that it actually pays off immediately. Looks like we've got some hyper combat going on over here. The Tornado, the Wind Wall does do that sometimes. Hyper combat is where a lot of things occur very, very quickly. It sort of seems like the game is on autopilot and everything moves fast. Should have carried over a crit from hitting Captain Britain, but okay. So, 2 in the bag, 2 wins, lost the agent on that one thanks to Havoc, and it looks like we're back to this team. Go ahead and hit the enemy agent because he tanks. Get the Sparkplugger shield going. Alright, there's radiation exposure. Could be helpful down the line. Let's see. Protective Shroud. Yeah, let's do the Elemental Mastery. Got some big crits in there, which is good. The extra turn goes right to my agent, who basically wax on, waxes off the first one, but the second one was pretty big. Strengthened on the enemy team. Things could get dicey at this point. Okay. Let's get another Sparkplugger shield. Whittle down that enemy tanking agent over there. Oof. Agent goes down again. Womp womp. Let's do the Protective Shroud. That's not a lot of damage from the Roar of the North. Get some nice stored energy, hidden potential there. We're just gonna blast him. Reasonable damage, but not the best. We do have some reasonably high hit points over here, but Miss Marvel is getting grounded a bit. Tornado takes out Valkyrie. Wind Wall protects to a degree. Blaster on Bruiser crit over there. A little extra damage from the Chain Lightning, and then that should put him away. Okay. Skin of the teeth a little bit, but again, good use of some protective elements from Storm. Okay, we've got Emma, who is a tactician, and we have Psylocke, who is an infiltrator and a bruiser agent. So, they have a tactician over there, but they also have a bruiser, so it's kind of in my favor. Let's go with Protective Shroud early. I fought a Psylocke when I was doing a practice run with this team prior to filming, who dodged so much stuff with her Psionic Shadow. She dodged just 5 or 6 attacks in a row. Mental Trauma is pretty good as a opener over there, as long as it's not a Psychic Tap. Yeah, we have a little bit of energy protection over there. And some healing. That's good. That's what we want to see from Captain Marvel when she does that. We don't have the Elemental Mastery, but let's go ahead and risk Emma and get it out. Psychic Tap. That means Miss Marvel is going to pass a turn. Sparkplugger shield again. So we've got 2 people that are now going to be recharging. That is slightly unfortunate. So the Scroll of Angelob, you're going to see, is not going to do much over here, and that is because buff and debuff removal has some issues in 5.9, but of course, you know exactly what that would do in a fight like this. Clear their debuffs, clear my buffs. Alright, let's go ahead and do the Tornado, which, again, may piss off Emma, but it actually may get the enemy agent super low. And the enemy agent is gone due to the static charge, which is what I had hoped for there. I think I have a Psychic Tap, right? Yeah. I'll go ahead and pass. We're super healthy. It's 3 on 2. We can afford to be a little bit cautious on this one. Don't take a stun. Do not take a stun. Good. No stun from the kick, and radiation exposure, and chain lightning. She got mauled for her heresy in attacking my agent there. Alright, and an overkill on Psylocke. 3 down, 2 to go. I don't think I need to change anything from my agent's gear. I could put on a Blade of the Guardian to get buffs and do double tanking. I could do the Savant Spear to get an initial early shield and a generalized if I want to. The Cosmic Cardinal's not going off that much, so actually let's do that. And besides, you know, a little bit of diversity is good for you guys over here. It keeps it a little less boring. All right, Quicksilver, Psylocke, Blaster Agent, who, if I remember correctly, has a momentum generator. I don't see tanking over there. I do see what appears to be a Coulson's Revenge. I'm going to attack Quicksilver and get the Bruiser benefit going. Plus, knowing that that agent has the momentum generator, because I've fought it before, Quicksilver is the biggest target for that. Oh dear. And early Psychic Knives, which is going to cause a Psychic Lock. There are no Tacticians over there, so this is definitely a freebie. Of course, we do take Bisquick's Temporal Jump attack over there. I call him Bisquick because it's blue suit to Quicksilver, so it's Bisquick. Another Psychic Knives. My agent and Captain Marvel are doing okay. However, we do know a Coulson's Revenge may come out from the enemy agent, so I'm going to do Absorb Energy. And maybe I'll get lucky and Captain Marvel will tank it. Weird that he hits Storm because it's my agent who's going. I've seen that happen before. I'm not exactly too sure what that's about. Oh, yes, the plan worked. Okay, that's what we like to see. That is, now granted, you could sit there and say, Napalm, maybe you only knew that because you said you fought the team before. However, in looking at the agent's buffs, it is easy to figure out that he has it. So that is not really the most amount of foresight in the world. That is simply just reading the buffs on the enemy team, and Miss Marvel did exactly what she was supposed to do. Tornado, we're gonna get a little bit of hyper combat. Yeah, there's gonna be some weirdness going on over there. Chilled will probably take out Quicksilver, so let's try to go for the enemy agent, and we get him. And Chilled goes for Quicksilver. Perfect. The Knight is comically large. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I think the Knight is just a ridiculously large sword to be one-handed. It's funny. We have not used the Thunderstrike in combat, so let's definitely try to use it here in this last one, the 5th one. Yet again, we have Havoc, Captain Britain, and we have a Scrapper. I do now have a generalizing weapon, so if the shield holds, I could always attempt to generalize Havoc once the enemy agent is down. I see Sacrifice over there, which means he's likely Hoarfrost tanking. Hopefully Captain Britain opens up with his Ground Stomp, and 2 of our people will avoid that. Ouch. Kind of pays for it a little bit, but I definitely came out the weaker of that one. Okay, shield held, which is good, because my agent is super, super low. Good, that's what we like to see. That's Miss Marvel doing what she's supposed to do. Oh, perfect. Yeah, she just straight up ignored that shit. Blizzard, that's Elemental Mastery, and of course we have Chilled going on over there. Yeah, Sacrifice and Protect, so we're not going to be able to generalize him yet. Let's use the Thunderstrike. I may pay for this instead of getting out another Sparkplugger shield, but we have not gotten to use that yet, and it also has not fired off as a counter yet. Okay, the shield is still holding, so apparently I did not make a super poor decision there. right, there's the Thunderstrike counter. And you're going to go bye-bye. Do I Protective Shroud and maybe protect my agent? Or do I fry him? Cue the Jeopardy theme. Let's fry him. Let's try to be a little offensive over here and see what we got. Whoa, okay, good. Yep, Miss Marvel's just... Uh-oh. Okay. Not too bad. I mean, you're gone. Lost the agent again, though, however. Okay, folks, there we go. That was a pretty quick one, and it was pretty fun. This is basically an electrical and energy-based team-up over here. Bruiser Agent, 2 blasters. You could mix it up. And for Captain Marvel, I believe in that skin, she is also a bruiser, so you could change things up that way. Yeah, she is a blaster, and she is a bruiser in that skin, so you have some options over there. And then Storm, of course, is a blaster and a tactician in that skin. So you do have some options over there. And actually, she did a really good job considering her ISOs were kind of trash. I have not updated her in a while. And actually, Miss Marvel's kind of fair to middling on her ISOs too. But, you know, they got the job done. So if you haven't been by the streams lately, in the description below is a link to the Twitch channel. As you can see in recent acquisitions, we've picked up Psylocke, we've got Punisher, we've got X-23. I recruited Wasp for command point. Excuse me, Wasp for command points. Recently, we've got Fantomex from a PvP. We've got Black Knight. We've got Shatterstar, who I'm actually going to go ahead and train. Juggernaut from some lockboxes. Thundra, and Angel from the Angel PvP season. As you recall, he used to be super, super obnoxious on defense because people would put him in the center position and his wings would often get in the way and sort of block the people on the top and bottom position. But of course, you know, after the beginning parts of the game, people realized you could just click on them up on the timeline and get around that. I did complete the Havoc Spec Ops. Unfortunately, there was a bug in his recruitment. I finished the 25th task. It said, like, bump, 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 here's Havoc. However, there was, like, no button to continue past that splash screen, and he never made it onto my team, which is sad. But I have some other saves where Havoc has been recruited, and we are working on recruiting Hank Pym next, or Ant-Man, and I'm also super close to getting Magneto through his lockboxes. And if you haven't heard, there's going to be a Wonder Man either show or movie from Marvel. I saw a quick little blurb of it. I'm not too sure if it's a TV show or Wonder Man movie, but yeah, there is going to be some Wonder Man media coming out from Marvel, which is actually surprising. I kind of think people forget about Wonder Man, and he hasn't been relevant in many years, but he's coming up. So thanks everybody for watching the Thursday night fights here on G4G. And again, this is beta 5.9. There will be some differences compared to beta 5.2. I get a lot of questions of like, oh, I'm doing this in 5.2, but it's different from yours, and I don't have this, I don't have that. It is because I'm using a much more advanced version compared to 5.2. So just hold your horses for 6. It'll be out. And once you start playing beta 6, you will basically have the identical stuff to what you've seen me doing, but with hopefully less bugs. So have a good weekend, everybody, and take care.